What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my 2024 mock draft for the Tennessee Titans. And as you see, all the picks are already on the screen. But if you stay to the end of the episode, I'm going to explain why I chose what I chose. And while I may not necessarily be right on the name, hopefully I'm right on the position and how it can ultimately benefit and uplift the Tennessee Titans organization. Kicking it off with the first pick. And this I struggle with. I'm like, man, we can get like a top receiver in the draft. We can go with the top tight end in the draft. But man, we got to protect the quarterback. And this is not necessarily a sexy pick. We saw how hurt that offensive line. And the offensive line was very bad for the Tennessee Titans. With all the moxie that Will Levis plays with, the guy has to be blocked for so we can see him properly develop. He is a quarterback of the future, in my opinion. And I think whatever coach that the Tennessee Titans ultimately hire, I think that, hey, you want to take and make sure your quarterback is well taken care of. So I got J.C. Latham coming out of Alabama. This dude is a mountain, absolute mountain of a man, and standing at 6'6", 305 pounds. He's a modernization of the Mullen right tackle that we all pretty much know and love. Aside from his imposing frame and Mullen's style as a downhill run blocker, he does possess feet that rival many of the upper athletic left tackles currently in the college ranks. So this guy's an absolute beast. I know he is going to crush it. And shoot, he's an Alabama offensive lineman, man. You can't go wrong. So next person I have is a wide receiver, man. We all know it's lacking, and the best receiver on your team is in the back end of his NFL career. So it's good to start now investing in good receivers. Xavier Worthy out of Texas was amazing. If there's anybody who takes and models Zay Flowers of the current Baltimore Ravens, it's Xavier Worthy. He's 6'1", 160 pounds, 165 pounds. Sharp route turning ability, very twitchy. That's a new like college NFL draft lingo talk is, oh, he's twitchy, he's wiry, and it gets overused and it's not cool anymore. But for Xavier, that's exactly what he is, man. He does have good straight line speed as well too, so he could be a slot receiver. You can throw the ball to him deep, and I think this is a great guy to build your receiver core with. Next pick that I have in the draft is offensive guard Zach Zinter, coming out of Michigan, 6'5", 314 pounds. He's a big guard. Not a whole lot is getting past this dude. And we all know that Michigan consistently, annually, every single year takes and produces very high-level NFL talent when it comes to the offensive line. Zach Zinter is amazing. This is a guy I could see going at the end of the second round or early third round. He was available in this mock draft, so I took and I selected him. But starting with that, I mean, and you have really good running backs. I know Derrick Henry's pretty much leaving, but there's Hassan Haskins there. There's the other two running backs you have there as well. So you have a backfield of guys that you can explore and take the pressure off. But it starts with building this offensive line. There are good offensive weapons for the Titans. Not a lot, but there are there. And that starts with building that O-line. Moving on, we have Jalen Green out of James Madison. Now, James Madison is more than just a Cinderella story. They made it to their first ever bowl game, and this team is resilient. They're fantastic, and Jalen Green is a big part of that defense. Now, I do have him joining me on this show, and if you're familiar with this show, I do have NFL draft prospects taking and joining me for live interviews. So I have him coming on, God willing, hopefully within the next week or so, but he had 15 and a half sacks. 15 and a half sacks. This guy is all that in a bag of chips. He is great. He's speedy. He has a great size to him. He could take on two blockers and still use his moves to get to the quarterback. He is screaming greatness. He reeks of greatness, and people are going to feed off that on that D line. So, to have it where the Tennessee Titans have a full D line of players that teams actually fear, Jalen Green is that guy, and he would fit in great into that culture. Moving on, I have an offensive center. One of the best offensive lines in all of college football is LSU. I have Charles Turner, really great person there. Then I have Joe Milton. Now, I am a Will Levis fan. I'm a Will Levis fan. I like his game. Look, I'm a Dolphins fan, and he beat my team. This guy, it's that night that I learned that Will Levis has heart. And he has the skills to pay the bills. He has the skills to win games, and he's not playing any games. He's a serious deal. However, if in the event a new coach comes in, there's a new coach coming in, but if in the event this new coach coming in does not like Will Levis, is not a fan of him, why not have Joe Milton Why not have a quarterback competition? Why not, if it's, rounds 5 through 7, Joe Milton is sitting there, why not select him? Why not? He's 6'5", 236 pounds. I want to say he had around 20, 21 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. His passer rating, I think, was like 70.5, somewhere in that ballpark. This guy can push the ball downfield. He is dang good, and he kept the seat. He was a backup quarterback for, I think, 4 years, and then his 5th year in college football, which was this past college football season, he actually started. And I'm a fan of Joe Milton. I think he's going to do fantastic. He's a bigger guy, but he is, and it's the thing, he has wheels on him too. But he's a pure pocket quarterback, and he's one of those guys, man, where I'm not only excited to see him on the next level, but if he could be a backup for a few years, and hey, say Will Levis goes down, he may not give up that spot. All I'm saying, just consider Joe Milton, and he's from Tennessee. Guy's a Tennessee legend. So anywho, huge fan. Next person I have here is MJ Wright, who's actually been on the show already, coming from Fordham University, had 2,000 receiving yards combined in the last 2 years. He had just under 1,000 this last year, and then the year before that, he had, I think, 1,100 yards. Dude is a baller. He is a great straight line runner, great moves, physical receiver, great blocker, and a great teammate, positive young man who has a knack for picking up plays really quickly. That's a name to look out for. He was about 6'1", very fast receiver. Then I have Micah Abraham coming out of Marshall. Dude, I love Marshall. From Rasheen Ali, their running back, to their cornerback, Micah Abraham. This is 5'11", 185, originally from Tampa, Florida. 22 solo tackles, okay? 36 total tackles. And then he had 4 interceptions, 10 interceptions in the last 2 years. And this year alone, he had 15 pass deflections. Hot diggity dog. That's a cornerback right there for you. That's a scrappy dude. So lots of picks for the Titans. No reason to not build off of this. No reason that at least 7 of these dudes cannot work out. With how deep it is in the O-line and receiver room, and it's some good cornerbacks as well too. This is going to be an NFL draft to remember. So comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you hate this mock draft, love it. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to catch you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. God bless you. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.